Hello, welcome back to Moffett Field, Turn 5, YouTube Wars, Season 5. Couple corrections to make. When I originally invaded Java, I took a cannon, an artillery, and a tank. I couldn't do that, so I took an artillery and an infantry, and the infantry was the casualty. That's why there's one tank left there. And dollar-wise, I showed 89 on a chart, but it should be 84, which is 64 plus 20 bonuses. So there'll be a cannon or an artillery here in West India instead of an infantry. All right, purchases for this turn. Sorry, 84 IPC. So it's 2 fighters for Japan, a factory for Shanghai, a factory for Malaya, 2 tanks for India, 1 mech for India, 2 infantry for Malaya, a bomber for Malaya, and 2 infantry for Japan. I don't know if I said Malaya here. These are for India. 2 tanks and a mech for India. I think I said Malaysia. All right, the attacks, there's only going to be 1 official die rolling attack, and it's going to be this transport's going to pick up this artillery and an infantry and send them to Iraq. And then this bomber is converted to a transport, and it's going to take 2 infantry and drop them in Iraq. And these 2 planes will fly there and land in Iran. The carrier and the sub are going to head over to Hainan space, Sea Zone 36. Down here, this battleship and the transport will go up to Borneo, pick up this artillery, and take Sumatra. The rest of the fleet will go to the Hainan space, 36. The Japan carriers will move down to Hainan. These guys will stay in Manchuria. Most likely these planes are going to fly to Manchuria, 1, 2, 3, 4. These artillery are going to move into Tunguska and take that from the Russians. And I'll try to figure out, these guys will probably move, this guy might move north. Oh, the Singhai will move into Tunguska, a double move with the artillery. And this artillery probably moves south to Burma or over to French Indochina. All right, so that's, I'll get rolling the dice now. We'll do this battle as soon as I return. Thanks. All right, let's get the combat done. So this transport, sea transport, picks up the artillery and an infantry. And they're sticking together. Lands over here in Iraq. The transport bomber flies over and drops 2 guys there as well. All right. Oh, and then the 2 planes come over, and they have 1 space. So if they survive, they'll land in Iran. Here's the UK roll. 2 max is what it should be statistically, but let's see what happens. And it's 2. 1, 2. That's about what it should be. I can't take the bomber. It could get shot down in AAA and lose the troops. But I'll take 2 infantry there. Okay, now here is the Japanese roll. 2 fighters red, a supported infantry and a cannon blue, 2 unsupported infantry. All right, see what happens here. 2 also. Okay, I'm sure they'll want to take 2 infantry. Okay, so they're rolling 4 now. And 1 is the result. So 1 more to the Japanese. Okay, and the Japanese lost 2 last turn. So I'll take away the 2 singles. I'm left with 2 fighters. 2 again. 2. Okay, 1, 2. All right. So they are rolling 2 cannon. 1 hit. That means I need to take a plane. I'll take the tactical bomber. So I would have had a cannon, a tactical, and a fighter. Is that right? I think that's right. Ah, 1. Shoot. Okay. 1 cannon. Let's not get a 1 on this one. Alright, a 0 for the British. I roll a fighter and a cannon and then artillery. 1. Whew, barely did it. Alright, so Iraq is now liberated by the Japanese. The remaining transport bomber will fly there. That will fly there. Alright, so Iraq becomes Japanese, and that's the only combat. So that's the result, is there's 1 Japanese artillery left, 1 Japanese fighter, and 1 Japanese transport bomber. And that guy's there. Okay, now I'm going to do the other moves. So this battleship moves here. This transport goes to C-Zone 43, picks up this artillery, drops that in Sumatra. This fleet moves up to Hainan. This carrier, these 2 carriers move down to Hainan. Okay, that's done, that's done, that's done. This carrier comes over to same C-Zone 36, and the sub comes over. These 3 cannon take Tunguska. This mechanized infantry goes 1-2 into Tunguska. These 3 planes fly into Manchuria. This destroyer, I almost forgot this destroyer in 37, also joins the fleet here in 36. This cannon from Yunnan will move to French Indochina. And this guy in Xinjiang will move to Singhai. And just scanning the board to make sure that's everything. I think that'll work. I'm going to pause here and put down my purchases, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the ending locations. So I have artillery in Iraq. I have a bomber / transport in Iran. 1 fighter in Iran. A transport in C-Zone 80. A purchase, 2 tanks, and a mech in India. Sumatra, 1 artillery accompanied by a battleship and a transport. And by the way, this is the historical board gaming Super Yamato battleship. Malaysia, a factory, 2 infantry, and a strategic bomber. French Indochina, a artillery that came from Yunnan, and the build of a factory, small IPC. Java, 1 tank. Celebes, 1 infantry. C-Zone 36 off of Hainan, 5 carriers, 5 fighters, 1 tactical bomber, a battleship, a cruiser, a destroyer, and 1 submarine. Jiangsu, Shanghai, 1 small factory just was built. Iwo 1 guy. Carolines, 2 infantry and artillery. Palau, if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. 1 infantry still. Japan itself, 3 fighters, 3 anti-aircraft, and 7 infantry. I had 5, I built 2. Manchuria, a fighter, 2 tactical bombers, and still 7 infantry and 1 artillery. Shanghai, 1 infantry, and Tunguska, 3 artillery, 1 mechanized infantry. And that should be a wrap on the locations of everybody. Now look at the IPCs, final IPC. But I pick up 2 for Iraq, and 4 for Sumatra, 1 for Tunguska. That should be it.